and we are the co-founders of Dipper.
Dipper is a technology platform that guides professionals of color to a better workplace, one review at a time.
Dipper is your safe space. It is the time for you to share your voice with a community that you are a part of. Visit us and join today at ourdipper.com.
Hello and welcome to Shut Up and Listen. Jacinta, how are you? Hold on. You just took a deep breath. Should I be
nervous? I'm good. You know, I feel like I am things are busy. These are like really uncertain times, but I feel very grateful.
Yeah.
That professionally I'm in a position where things are going well. Yeah. And then also personally, you know, I feel like we have to reflect, which is important.
Yeah.
And we got a new Beyonce song this week. So I mean, what could go wrong?
I heard. I haven't listened to it yet. Have you?
Girl, have I? Yes.
Oh, you have it on. I need to listen to it because I'm seeing the blogs are blowing up about this song and people are feeling really good.
It's funny because our topic today about attracting Black talent, there is the first time I heard the song, I was like, is this about the workplace?
And sure enough, it was.
And I thought it was just me. I mean, I will not get on Beyonce's internet and speak negatively about Beyonce. We know that she's never probably had a full-time job where she was clocking in and out. The song talks about her clocking in and out, but she also talks about having a 9-to-5, which I'm sure she's never had, but she knows we've had it. Mm-hmm. She's speaking to us.
Listen,
you know,
Beyonce knows how to do her research, and that's something
she did research. She did the homework.
Knows how to do research. We all know she did not have a corporate America job.
Right? We know that.
Like she knows what we're going through.
She knows. She knows because y'all are like posting your lives on the internet. So it's like it's not hard to do the research.
So funny. So funny. Well, today we're talking about why you can't attract Black talent. But before we even dive into the conversation, because this is a very juicy conversation here, please head to ourdipper.com. Ourdipper.com. Write your review, right? Whether you're having a positive experience, we want to hear it. If you're having a positive experience at work, we want to hear it because what you have the ability to do is guide other people to better workplaces, guide them to your workplace, right? People are searching right now. Now, if you're not having a great experience, please put that review because that will allow others to see your experience and perhaps say, I don't know if this place will be the best space for me.
Yeah, and it's funny because just as many reviews that could be like a warning signal, there's also people that are having great experiences, right? And they just want more diversity, more people who are bringing creative ideas to the table in the workplace. And so it's a great opportunity for people to also bring others on board with them, right? And so Netta, today's topic
is a really good one. Why can't you attract Black talent?
And Netta, you started off, so you are the expert at the laws of attraction. Let's just talk about this. Like, you started off your career as kind of like model entertainment talent recruitment, pivoted that into corporate talent recruitment. And so, you know, you really learned a lot about like how people can find the right home for their career and thrive, right? And so like what are some things you just kind of noticed, and people aren't putting their best foot forward out there to bring in talent that is representing diverse backgrounds.
Yeah. So I think what's happening here is there are so many organizations and recruiters that simply just stick on LinkedIn and plug away and think, okay, well, this is the way to go. Here's how I'm going to find talent from diverse backgrounds, or specifically, here's how I'm going to find those that identify as Black, right, looking for positions. And yes, there is a Black population on all social sites, and that's one aspect or one way that you can go, but that's not the best way. What the way that I like to think about this is, Jacinta, let's say you and I are at an event. I don't know you. We're in a group. We're talking to, some folks, and now I'm talking and I'm greeting everyone, but I don't even greet you. But here's what I do. The event ends. I go home. The next day I'm talking to someone that was a part of a part of that particular group at the event. And I say, hey, I need help with this particular project. Do you know someone? And so this person says, oh, yeah, actually, Jacinta, that was a part of the group. You should talk to her. And so what I do is she gives me your contact information. I call you up randomly. Hi, Jacinta. I know I didn't talk to you. I know I didn't acknowledge you. I know I didn't even give you eye contact.
Just look at your eyes.
I didn't even look at you or acknowledge you, but now I need your help. I need your help on this project. Jacinta, how would you feel? Would you want to talk to me? Would you want to support me and help me?
No.
Exactly. And it's the same concept.
Yeah.
That's happening, right? Folks are saying, hey, I want to increase Black representation, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay on LinkedIn. I'm going to send these messages, or I'm going to send this message to this Black organization, and voila, we're going to see an increase of representation. That level of building trust is just not there.
Yeah.
And it has to be. And so oftentimes what I tell folks is,
I like that level of building trust.
Yeah, that level of building trust. There's so many conferences. So Afrotech, that's one of those conferences. Roadmap to Billions is another conference. It has a large percentage of Black talent there. And the thing is, I've been to both conferences. I never see people that identify as white or white leaders in these spaces. And I'm thinking this would be a great opportunity to build a relationship, build a trusting relationship with that population of people. And now what you do is, a number of people that you've connected with. When they're thinking about opportunities, your organization is going to be the first that they're thinking about.
Because you were there, and
you
or like
really cared. To build a relationship. Yeah.
And then also making an investment into the things that are feeding this population. So like, I think I recently heard an interview of the new CEO of Essence, talking about like the sponsors, people who are sponsoring the Essence Festival. And I thought it was really powerful. What she was saying is like, they're only getting sponsors who they feel are going to be accountable to the community they serve, right? And so, because they feel like by allowing this corporation to sponsor, they're almost like, co-signing this company. And it's not only them. So one, like, show up at the things that this community thinks is important, but then also like invest in those things, right? Yeah. And then what are I've been hearing a lot too about like how are companies creating space for people to voice concerns, and then making sure that there's no like consequences for doing so. Like I was a manager who was managing a team, had someone on my team come to me and say an individual made some remarks that I found to be racist and derogatory And then they were like, here it is.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, now, thankfully, I had like an HR leader who had a process. She had a thing. She was like very buttoned up, right? Um, and shout out to Latoya if you're listening. But
Mhm.
she knew exactly what needed to be done and handled it in a very like professional way, but also in a way to where like this is a serious matter. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
this is serious.
Yeah.
But some people don't feel that they can voice concerns in that protected space. So one area I've noticed is like people can't attract the Black talent because they haven't created the safety of Black thought, Black experiences within their
Right.
company, right?
Yeah. You're so spot on with that. I think when we start thinking about attracting Black talent, organizations have to also thinking about how do we then retain
Mm,
population? Like you have to, it's almost like succession planning, right?
yeah.
Within organizations, you have a leader that may never leave, but they're already kind of planning for if God forbid tomorrow I had to leave or something happened to me, I would have someone step up in my shoes. I'm preparing for that. That's the same thing. As much as organizations want Black talent, you also have to prepare for the trauma
Mm,
that comes with that, right? And for for those populations of people being microaggressed often.
mm,
So, to your point, what is that third party resource? And that's the very reason why we built Dipper. What's that third party resource that will provide that safety net for those individuals within your organization? So you know immediately if something happens, okay, here's how we're going to deal
yeah,
with this, right? We're taking this very serious. That's going to help to attract Black talent. Here's
100%.
the resources we have for this population.
Yeah. And I think another thing that's been popping up more is folks' hiring processes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So, like, are there, and I'm curious in the comments, for some reason I can't comment, but I can see all of y'all. So keep them coming. We love
yeah,
them.
please do.
But are there things that are, folks are experiencing in hiring processes, in interview processes that are potentially keeping talent away, that are deterring people from saying, let me explore this. I think I've talked to some folks and they were saying one thing that really concerned them was the length of time a process would take at times. So
Yeah,
you could be a possible candidate for months,
yeah, yeah.
and a lot of folks are like, I don't have time for that.
No, no,
Like,
absolutely not. And
are
what
what
I
about,
love,
are you seeing things?
I'm definitely seeing that. But what I also love is that people are now doing, especially Black people, right? Um, doing our research, really trying
Mhm.
to understand, hey, what is the experience like for other Black people? Even if there's three other Black people
Yeah.
within the organization, I want to talk to them. What is that experience like? Again, that's the reason why we built Dipper, right? Because we're providing that experience for people to have as well. And I think it's so important, but it also makes me think about what organizations can actually do to support um, Black owned organizations,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Because, and we all know, and I wrote about this recently, um, Black women only receive 0.2% in terms of venture capital. And so when you're thinking about that, thinking about, okay, if I'm working with a Black owned recruiting platform, or let's say I'm working with Dipper, that is a review, ratings, and recruiting platform, thinking about, okay, if we have an event, we're going to invite those founders. We want
Mhm.
those founders to be exposed to the individuals that are, that are raising funds. We want those
Mhm.
founders to be exposed to our consumers or whoever is attending that event, because that could draw even more exposure, not only for that organization, but then that organization is going to want to ensure that they're driving a pipeline for you,
Yeah.
the impact you're making for them. Um,
Yeah.
So I think
Absolutely.
organizations have to start getting really creative and thinking about, it's not just, oh, I need Black talent. It's also thinking about, what are those systemic gaps that exist? How can we, rightfully so, yeah, we want to increase representation, but what can we be doing to support organizations, right? That can actually build a pipeline of talent.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. And help you, yeah, help funnel in potential leaders. I've
Mhm.
even heard in some instances, like you talk about people who lead employee resource groups getting paid. You were one of the first people that I heard kind of bring that to mind. And I was like,
Yeah.
brilliant. Yes, they should. Um,
Right.
I think I'm also hearing more about folks getting paid for the interview process, or
Wow.
getting paid to do case studies, like paid case
Okay.
studies, like, because I understand, I've been on the
Yeah.
other end. A lot of times a case study can be painful. Um,
Mhm.
but it gives people insight into how you think about strategy, how you think about a problem. But I think it's like really powerful when an employer is like, we respect your time and your intelligence and your intellectual horsepower that you may have, and we're going to pay you for that as this interview process like is coming along. And I was like, that's huge. Like, for someone to say like, yes, I want you to do this case study that might take you 4 hours of your time, and we need you to present it for 45 minutes, but we're going to pay you XYZ to be able to complete this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a huge step. And I think would make a lot of people, it would keep people from removing themselves from the process too. They might just keep going because they're like, oh, they're already investing in me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And thank you for reminding me about that. I have to shout out
Yeah.
Uncourt leadership, because I remember joining the organization as VP of Global Inclusion and sharing with them, hey, for all employee resource groups that we have, we need to make sure that these leaders are compensated.
Yeah.
And there wasn't even a question. It
Hmm.
wasn't, oh, we're going to have to push back on this. Oh, Netta, wait. It was like, yeah, you know what? This is the right thing to do. People from systemically overlooked groups are the ones propelling and pushing these groups. And we need to make sure that they're compensated.
Yeah.
We went ahead and we compensated, and we still do, every leader, and include a budget for each of the groups. So a
Yeah.
big shout out to Uncork for that. But yeah, I would definitely recommend a lot of organizations, doing that as well.
Hmm. No,
Um,
I think it's great. And
yeah.
someone mentioned like going beyond just like showing up at the event, but like continuously representing. I know some companies a lot of folks find out about these companies from job fairs where they like show up on their campuses
Mm,
as well. So I think that's also a great opportunity. And then I think when we are at a place,
yeah.
like when we're at a place where we're like, this is good for us, like this is
Mhm.
good for us, these people are good for us, I'm able to thrive and grow here, like reach back, like tap other folks, like tap other people that and trust to refer. I know I've talked to some people and they're like, well, I'm hesitant to refer people because like what if they get in there and they don't perform?
Right.
you know like what if they get in there and I'm like, okay, but that's not, you didn't do the job.
And that's anyone.
Like that's anybody.
That's anyone. And that's the thing I think that is problematic for me.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, when people are thinking about how do we, or organizations are thinking about how do we increase representation, there's almost like this split. It's almost as if
Hmm.
Black people are not human.
Yeah.
We're all human, right? We're all human at the end of the day. How would you go about attracting representation and getting them excited? I remember when we were all in the office, ping pong tables
Yeah.
were the thing, right?
Yeah.
But it was pushed really for a specific demographic of people, right? Men, to
Yeah.
attract men. So it's like, how are we thinking about what those benefits are, right?
Yeah.
How are you talking about, how are recruiters and organizations talking about their inclusive succession planning? What's the pathway, even for those that identify as Black, within their organization currently and how they're growing
Mm-hmm.
organization. How can they also share those case studies as they're recruiting with anyone really, not just Black people, with
Yeah.
anyone, no matter how you identify. So I think it's really important that at the end of the day, organizations and recruiters get really creative with their approaches, and really get smart about thinking about how do we make sure that there are benefits
Mm-hmm.
for this population of people. What's exciting? And if you don't know, then you need to go and do your research. There's a lot of information out there that exposes that.
Awesome. Yes, yes. Oh, I love, yeah, imposter syndrome. Does that need
Mhm.
to be the next topic?
I think it does. Ayana, you and the topics. Listen, you're gonna have us. We're gonna have to bring Ayana on
We're
this.
gonna have to bring you on, Ayana,
We're
while
gonna
you
have to bring you
playing.
on, Ayana, to talk with us. We'll call it the sister talk. But
Exactly.
yeah, she says, let's talk about imposter syndrome and stereotype threat, especially
Mm,
from the candidate's perspective. This relates directly to what you guys just said about recruiters feeling as if someone might not perform well even before they get into the organization. That
yeah,
is so true. So true. So true.
absolutely. Well,
There's
and
almost
someone asked like how can they connect with us? You know, our email is powerful. And so if you want to reach out to us, you can email us at hello@ourdipper.com. And that goes to both Netta and myself and our team. So we'll make sure like someone gets back to you as well. And then also, we're doing this again next week,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know? So we're here. We're trying to make this a regular thing so folks can chime in. We also on Dipper, on our platform, we have a feed. You can chime in, you can post comments, events, jobs. If there anything that you want to share with our community, feel free.
Yeah, no, I love that. But I want to kind of target this last question
Oh
here.
yeah, go for it.
So Erica, thank you so much for your question here. You said, as a mother of four mixed children, I'm very non-biased, strive to be inclusive in my business. However, when trying to recruit talent, I feel I'm not seen and struggle to find Black women to want to work with me. My goal is to help 72 women reach financial independence. How can I better connect? I think, Erica, well, the first thing I always like to tell people is everyone has a level of bias, no matter
Mhm.
who, no matter who you are. I have a level of bias. Jacinta does as well. We all do. So identifying that is definitely going to be a critical point. But I think also to really building meaningful relationships,
Yeah.
right? So attending sessions, I think a part of it too is, even if you have mixed children, attending sessions and really understanding and learning about some of the experiences that Black women face, the type of support that they're looking for as well. And building those relationships will help you to connect with more people because now people trust you. I think
Mhm.
oftentimes it goes back to what I was saying to Jacinta in the beginning. If I attend a party, we're in a group, I never even give Jacinta any eye contact. I don't even talk to her, but I talk to everyone else. She's not going to trust me, right? And so when we kind of think about systemic racism and the things that have happened historically, and even the trauma and the burden that Black women experience from a day-to-day basis, there's a lack of trust
Yeah.
that happens, right? Just naturally. And so attending some of those conferences, building strong relationships with Black women will help you be more exposed to other Black women, because Black women have
Yeah.
Black friends, right? As well, and expose you and also introduce you as like, hey, you can trust this person as a resource. But if you're just trying to send messages to a population of people, then that's not going to work.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
no, spot on. Spot
And
on.
yeah, and it actually makes me think about, oh goodness, what is her name? She had reached out to us, and she had reached out to us because there was someone that we're both mutually friends with, and they shared information about Dipper, and she identifies as white, and we started to communicate with her, right? And Kelly, oh my goodness,
Kelly, yes.
Kelly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we brought Kelly in like she was family, right? And so we've been communicating, and she's like, hey, I want to support as much as I can to share information with other organizations about Dipper because organizations need to know. She's like, I don't want anything for this. I don't even want to thank you. She's like, I just want to support. And I thought that was really beautiful. But the way that she came in contact with us was through a Black woman that we're mutually friends with, right?
Mhm.
That was like, hey, connect with her. So I
Yeah.
think once people trust you, then they want to introduce you to others. I hope that helps.
Yeah, for sure. And someone asked too about, is there a replay button? We have a YouTube channel and we post all of our videos there as well. So I think I saw someone mention that this should be a podcast.
Oh,
Sounds,
just until
you
they're
know,
trying to add more work to our plate.
I think they are.
Just like, you're saying no,
No,
but you're saying yes at the same time. It's so funny.
you know, I'm like,
Um,
mhm.
you're like, "Yeah, it's a bobblehead."
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I love it. We need to think about it, Jacinta, because
No,
people
but
have
also like this is community. Like I know we talk
Sure.
about work a lot and we spend so much of our time and energy there, so it's really great that you all are letting us be in your space, letting
Yeah.
us be all in your ear, and then sharing your feedback with us in the comments is like priceless. Like we really appreciate it. We're immensely grateful for all of y'all, and keep chiming in, visit our site, email us, hit us up. Nothing is too much.
Sure
Yeah.
is. You're right. All right. So please head to
Yes.
ourdipper.com right now. We have a forum. All of these chats, we want you to put that right in that forum there so that we can continue to communicate with you. We want you to also share Dipper with your organization. Tell your organization, we need Dipper. We need to make sure that we have this platform in house to support those from systemically overlooked populations, right? And head there and add your review. Head to ourdipper.com,
Absolutely.
add your review, sign up as well, and continue to come back to our Shut Up and Listen sessions.
Yes.
All right, everyone, take care and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.